What happens when two rivals fight over who gets to marry you? On one side stands Jinwei, the glamorous blonde heiress. On the other, Sayuki, the elegant beauty with long black hair. For our heroine, the answer is simple. Why not keep both? While relaxing in the bath, her younger sister comes to apologize. She had misunderstood, thinking the heroine was too timing. Curious, she also wanted to know why Jinwei and Sayuki had started fighting. After receiving a vague explanation, the sister apologized again. After all, living under the same roof is hard enough. If tensions rise, it only gets more awkward. Still, it somehow feels like even the sister might eventually fall for her. Later that night, Sayuki expressed her gratitude. Thanks to the heroine, she now had a fair chance to settle things with Jinwei. Normally, their rivalry was limited to academics, but this was the first time they were competing on equal terms outside of school. More importantly, because of the heroine's involvement, Jinwei was finally treating her like a worthy rival, giving her the satisfaction of being acknowledged. Of course, the one caught in the middle was the most stressed, our heroine. To truly reconcile the two, she believed they had to settle the matter themselves. As the decisive day approached, both rivals began caring less about scores and rankings, a strange shift that only added to the heroine's anxiety. When asked about progress, all she could stammer was, I'll do my best. Match finally began after school. The setup was far more extravagant and professional than anything the reclusive heroine had ever experienced. The rules were clear, a battle royale. The first to score 2 eliminations would win. If Jinwei won, the heroine had to marry him. If Sayuki won, same deal, marriage. But if the heroine herself managed to win, the only outcome would be that the two rivals finally reconciled. Not exactly a fair trade. She risked everything, but gained nothing. As the game started, she quickly searched a house for supplies, finding a handgun. But just as she relaxed, Jinwei ambushed her with a crowbar, striking her down before she realized what had happened. He explained his strategy. On the map, there were 24 spawn points, some clustered together. From the start, he sprinted toward those zones. A risky tactic, but one that paid off. Determined to marry the heroine, he had even prepared more than 20 different strategies. Sayuki was eliminated soon after, though how she fell remained unclear. With that, Jinwei was the first to reach match point. Smug, he declared he was ready to meet her parents, and suggested that, if she wished, they could even live together a few days each week. But as everyone knows, celebrating too early often leads to a rude downfall. In the second round, the heroine ran into Sayuki. Neither saw the other as their immediate target. Just when things seemed stable, Jinwei appeared from hiding and launched a surprise attack on Sayuki. Sayuki transformed into a sharpshooter, wielding her M416 and spraying bullets wildly at Jinwei's outline. But after losing track of him, she took position on a hillside, only to realize too late that she had become his prey. A single shot rang out, and she collapsed. Standing over her body, Jinwei began his victory speech, only to be cut short when the heroine, who had been hiding nearby, delivered a clean headshot. Well, because I was standing here, so yeah, that's how it goes, she muttered awkwardly. Now both she and Jinwei were tied at match point. Humiliated by Jinwei's earlier taunts, Sayuki retreated to the restroom to gather her thoughts. His words had stung, but they were meant to push her, because in his mind, the best way to respect a rival was to defeat them with full effort. Worried for her, the heroine decided to check in. Even though Jinwei believed leaving Sayuki alone was the best option, she remembered how, back when she herself couldn't handle the suffocating tension in their small circle, and escaped to the rooftop, it was Jinwei who had talked her through her anxiety. Wanting to do the same, she reached out. In their heart-to-heart, Sayuki revealed she had staked everything on defeating Jinwei. Losing meant losing her only pillar of strength. That's when the heroine realized how naive she had been, assuming that a simple game victory could restore their friendship. For Sayuki, the outcome would change everything. Overwhelmed, the heroine's emotions slipped out of control. She accidentally brushed the door handle, and when it opened, she fell right into Sayuki's arms. You really said so much. Amal, I'm sorry. Sayuki hushed her gently. It's not that I dislike this. It was an unexpected, almost unreal moment, but the heroine's persistence from outside the door helped Sayuki regain her confidence. Back in the game, their conversation drifted toward childhood memories. Sayuki recalled how Jinwei's mother, obsessed with grooming her for success, had consumed nearly all her free time. Yet one day, Jinwei skipped her after-school lessons and secretly ran off. With no one else around, Sayuki took her home. When Jinwei's mother finally tracked them down, her expression unreadable, Sayuki stood up for her friend. She declared that a child's real job was to play, and begged her not to scold Jinwei. You don't need to go anywhere, she said softly. Just become part of my family. I'll always stay with you. As they spoke, the air between them grew warmer, almost romantic. Jinwei seemed to understand Sayuki's feelings at last, only to be caught off guard when she suddenly grabbed him. Fool, too careless, she whispered. But just as Sayuki relaxed, Thinking she had the upper hand, the heroine struck from behind, snatching victory in true trickster fashion. It was messy, but in the process, Sayuki and Jinwei's strained relationship quietly mended. The next day, their little circle gathered to celebrate Sayuki's birthday. Each friend presented a gift. Sayuki herself had almost forgotten the occasion because of her part-time job. Finally, she handed Jinwei her report card. She knew he had been spending all his time practicing the game instead of studying, while she had been working hard. For the first time, she said with a proud smile, "I beat you."